So what's it like to be back?
It's good to be back. A lot of familiar things. Yeah, a lot of familiar faces out here too. Nice.
Nathan, what was your ultimate decision to come back to the CFL?
I think at the end of the day, I wanted to be in a situation where I felt like I could move up, and there's so few opportunities in the league. I think in 23 we look back on that and we see it as a success. And I moved up. I was able to go to a team into a position where I was the second guy, and that was an improvement from the beginning of the year. So, but as soon as 24 moved around, I was in some tough situations with some coaching changes and kind of moving around, never really got settled, and was at that point realizing that I was missing some reps and missing some opportunities, and felt like that might be a good time to start considering other options.
And just walk us through, what was it like to be in the NFL and to be around these players and coaches, and just tell us about what that experience was like.
I mean, it's not as glamorous as you might think. Like it is football at the end of the day. It's a lot more money, a lot more business. It's not as it's not as attractive as you might think, but happy to be back.
And how has that experience helped you, to where you are today?
I mean, when you interact with different people and you interact with different personalities, different playbooks, you learn a lot about the game. I felt like I learned a lot about the game, and was able to learn from a lot of great people as well, and see a lot of different perspectives on how people see things, how different players are and stuff. But at the end of the day, I think it's a very different game. So I had to learn that game for a bit, and so now I'm adjusting back to this one.
In your decision-making process, when did it happen for you? Was it after the Giants? Was it after clearing waivers from Atlanta? Because it was a very quick decision, it seemed like, for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the way things unfolded in Atlanta, yeah, for sure. I felt like it was a bit of a tough situation there, trying to go in and do my best to learn that system as quickly as possible. I obviously, and then, going into that game, but not playing the way that I wanted to. I just, at the end of the day, I felt like going to another team would be a hard ask and maybe not the best use of my time. And so that's after that point, just the suddenness of that, felt like it was maybe best to start exploring other options if the NFL thing didn't work out.
Were there any decisions looking back on your journey in the NFL that you wish maybe you had taken a different choice, a different path, a different team?
I mean, the only choice that I made was going to Jacksonville. Everything else was out of my control, and even that choice, I don't regret that. I felt like I made the best decision for myself at the time. Obviously, looking back, it was not what I thought it was going to be in terms of an opportunity or a competition. But that's the nature of the league. That's the nature of this profession, and but it's come full circle now. So.
It was a long time ago, but the last time you suited up for the BC Lions was in Winnipeg Western Final against the Bombers. The same opponent coming up on Sunday. Is it kind of fitting for you that your last CFL game was against Winnipeg, and as you re-enter the league, you got Winnipeg on the schedule again?
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a coincidence, but to me, it's just the next game, and I'm not looking forward to any past these guys. These guys deserve every ounce of our respect and our attention, and I'm doing my best to try to get acclimated as soon as possible, and then going from there.
How do you feel today, just getting every rep versus not getting any reps for months here?
Yeah, no, it's great. I've been talking to my wife, I've been frustrated the last 6 months, or even a year and a half, and I have to keep reminding myself that it's not the game's fault, it's the situation. I still love the game very much, and it's a lot more fun when you're able to participate in it.
Yeah, I mean, nice to come back and be important, for lack of a better description, and not that you're into the media stuff, but just how the franchise and city and the league is reacted to it all. Does that matter?
Yeah, I've been kind of closed off to it. I'm not seeing what's going on social media, and I've gotten some really nice text messages from people from out my career, and that's always nice to hear. But biggest thing is just trying to get readjusted to the offense. Obviously, I knew this one. I've known this one. I learned it at some point. I was in here for 2 years. But then this is also my 5th offense this year. So going to have to forget a bunch of stuff to make room for this stuff.
What about coming back to the league and the field and the size and the motions and all of those Canadian things that you haven't done for a year and a half?
I love the Canadian game. I even, I tell all my American teammates who've just seen the motions and stuff like that, like it's such a fun game, and there's so much action to it, and so I'm more than happy to come back to the way that and then the way that this offense works, right? The way that Jordan has it, the receivers that we have, the skill skill players, the offensive line. It's just a great team, and so it makes it fun to be out here, and we can do some good stuff. So hopefully we just keep working, take it one day at a time. I'm glad it's a long week, and we'll see what happens on Sunday.
But did you feel the adjustment, having to get the ball to the sidelines in this field versus what you've been doing a bit? Like, does it take time?
I mean, it is big, but there wasn't a moment today where I went, oh man, I don't think I'm not used to making that type of throw. Like you kind of adjust pretty quickly. I like the fact there's so much space, there's a lot more room to throw things, bigger windows, I would say. So that's nice.
How about the VA factor? I mean, he's obviously established himself, probably would win the MOP right now if the season ended today. And
yeah.
So how do you manage that relationship, the locker room, all of it, to make sure everyone's happy?
Yeah. I've got the most amount of respect for VA. He's such a pro ever since I've known him. When he came in for me in 22, at the end of 22, he was a pro. Everything he's done up until this point, he's been a pro about it, and he's a guy that type of leader and type of person that I aspire to be in the locker room. He's been great. I think the timing is good in terms of him not being 100%. We need him for this playoff run that we're hopefully about to go on, and we're gonna need everyone healthy, and he's no exception. So I think let him rest and kind of see what happens. And but at the end of the day, I think he's done a fantastic job, and I respect the hell out of him for it.
How frustrating?
You had a conversation with them, and how did that conversation go?
I mean, we had a conversation this morning in the quarterback room, and it's just like it's always been, like, the most, Jordan said, the best rooms are always ones that are cooperative and everyone supports each other, and that's just the part about being a professional that's important, is treating someone the way you want to be treated, and VA's done that and beyond, and I have no doubt he'll continue to do that. I do the same for him. Hopefully he knows that. If the roles were reversed, and like I said, I can't say it enough, like how much respect I got for him and the way he's going about his business.
Was it a frustrating experience overall?
What's that?
The 2 years in the NFL.
There was definitely moments of frustration, but I don't think the overall experience, I don't see it as a negative.
Nathan, since you joined the team on Tuesday, the BC Lions have been named the favorites to win the Grey Cup. How are you handling that pressure, and how excited are you to take the field?
I mean, if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known. So I'm not even trying to think about that. We're thinking about Winnipeg. Can't look past Winnipeg. There's still a lot of game to be played, right? We have to. So many other factors that go into it. Obviously, we understand that, being the host city is important to a lot of people, but it wouldn't be any more important to us if we were playing in anywhere else in the league. We want to win every single year, and we do that by focusing on Winnipeg this week. You are the man.
Nathan, just how different do you think you are now, coming back after 18 months away from the team? Do you think you've picked up on something down south that you can add to the team now?
Yeah, I think even with the limited amount of reps, I think I worked really hard on trying to become a better thrower and try to do everything I could. I mean, obviously, I think there's things that you can only accomplish through getting reps and meaningful reps, but I think at the same time, being able to learn about the game and see different perspectives on it is important. See how other people prepare, figure out what their process is, and go from there. Rob Williams and I have done a really, maintained a lot of, spent a lot of time together on FaceTime, working on our mechanics and trying to become a better thrower. And I feel like I'm a better thrower than I was 2 years ago. And obviously you couldn't tell today because I didn't throw a spiral, but hopefully that'll come.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.